Today's episode is brought to you by Storyworth. For $20 off, visit storyworth.com/braincandy when you subscribe.
Well, hello, boys and girls.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
It's episode 1 bajillion. No, it's actually 218. 218 episodes of this
Joy.
kind of hilarity. Quality.
Entertainment. Cheers,
people.
by the way.
Oh, cheers. We're getting our drinking started.
You know what? Why not?
This is the first sip of the day. That's
YOLO.
always the best one.
Do people still say YOLO? I haven't heard
don't
it in a
think
while.
so.
That really went by fast.
It did.
It
when
felt
I
like we
was,
lived twice. Like it. I don't know what that means. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, right. When I was getting my yoga certification, it was right when YOLO was really popular.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have a hip-hop yoga class, like, to better music. Because I was always like, well, yoga music always makes me feel like I'm like about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So my dear friend Nehemiah gave me an awesome mixtape to do my own yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And people were trying to think of funny names for it, or clever names for it. One of the one that was thrown out there was yo-yo yoga, and then like yo-yo
Oh, okay,
yoga.
gotcha.
And then another one was YOLO yoga, which if you're going to do a Buddhist practice, you can't really use YOLO in the
That is hilarious.
description. So that one was vetoed.
For real?
For real.
Like you thought about it and we're like, but that's not accurate.
I was like, no, can't do that. Kind of goes against
Oh
the
my
fundamental
God.
beliefs of...
That's another thing I wish, like, that mixtapes were still a thing. Like,
Dude,
proper,
they're the best.
They're the best.
Receiving a mix, there's nothing better.
And
if
there's
you,
just no way to do it really now. It's
you know what? I do.
authentic.
You can't. Because you can make Spotify playlists and then send them to people,
Yeah.
which is kind of the same because I logged onto my Spotify and looked at playlists from a while ago, and there was one that was from Landon, from like when we first got back together.
What was on there?
Oh my God, all this cute stuff. Some like stuff that's like meow chicka bow wow, and I'm like, we have never played this when we're doing it.
That was a lie.
Yeah, I was like, let's remember this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you should
get
put
married.
that on.
You've been married for 3 years. You're like, okay, now let's find the sexy music.
Wow. Well, maybe you could make me one.
Oh, I'll make Susie a mixtape. I am going to make you a mixed tape. I'm writing this
I like
down.
how you call them mixed tapes. Like past tense.
Oh,
I just call
No,
it a
they're
mixtape.
oh,
M-I-X.
No, it's mixed.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a mixtape? A tape of a mix, or is it a mixed? No, you're right. You're right. It's a mixtape. I've been saying this wrong
whole
for
time?
forever. I even think I've written down mixed tape.
Oh, Sarah.
Easy mistake. You know what's so funny? When Susie laughs, she like, when people say it's a side splitter, like, I don't know if Susie's worried something is actually going to happen. Like, it's just a saying, right? Because she holds her side, like, in anticipation of something terrible to make her go out.
It hurts. Like, you make me laugh so hard that it hurts.
That's
Whatever
funny.
that is. Oh, God, that is so funny. Because I bet there are other people that have called it a mixed tape.
I'm sure. I didn't know it wasn't a thing.
But you don't really notice it because the second word starts with a T. So
Right.
it's like, wait, did she just say mixtape?
Because if I say it fast, it's just mixtape. Which sound, yes.
I love it so much.
This is great.
You are the most interesting person I've ever known.
Susie, mix tape.
Yeah, because you know what I liked about mixtapes back when we used to do them was it would introduce you to music you would otherwise not hear.
Yes.
And so I think that's something we need to reinvigorate.
I do too. There is a mixtape that an individual made for me way back when, and I don't remember the
Who
song.
was it?
It was a gal I was dating.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember the song. And
Wait, what's the point of the
no,
story?
what I'm saying is, like, it's great when they make you a mixtape, but you have to write all the names of who it is, because now
Yes.
this song is, it's like I can't remember the words, I can't remember anything, but I just know because it was like a dubstep song from the 90s, I'm like, with no words. I'm like, it was so good.
You should
like
play
my
it and then
favorite.
Shazam it.
Yeah, but where am I going to play it from?
It's
I have
like
to
a
have like a
cassette?
source. No, I don't have the tape anymore.
Oh.
I just want the memory of this song. And it so if you're going to make somebody, you always have to have the names on there.
Yeah, it needs to be logged.
Yeah, these were if we were discussing rules of mixtapes, which is what I thought we were doing, that would be one of them.
That's the only one. There are no other rules.
There are many
What
rules.
are you talking
That they
about?
have to go in a flowy order. You can't go skipping around from like fast to slow. Has to. The opening song has to really be one to catch their attention, and then the end. There's a whole art to the mixtape. Have you never seen High Fidelity?
I did.
This is a
I
prominent
did.
piece of the.
I think that I must have made a lot of crappy mixtapes then, because I didn't really put that
Rookie
much
mistakes?
thought into it.
Oh my gosh!
I just was like,
maybe
here's
I
a bunch of
overthought-
songs I love.
Maybe I overthought all my mixtapes.
You might have.
My first overthinking were all those extra letters I threw in there.
Oh, good Lord. You know, Sarah does, though, make us quality garments for our merch candy store.
Yes, I do.
And so what made me think of that is that you saw that I posted Kelly in her Your Tank.
It's recently become my new favorite piece of merch. The Your
It's
shirt.
so cool. I know. It's like it came back into our life. all
Right.
of
You
a
know why?
sudden.
Because I got super pumped on the Stop Being Polite shirts because
Yeah.
they were so cool, and I love the like Wonder Woman looking one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a sec.
You rediscovered
I forgot about my Your shirt.
grammatical condescension.
It's so good when you wear it out in public, and you're like, this is how you find your tribe.
That's true.
People who laugh at that. They'll
Yeah.
just look and be like, haha, and you'd be like, thumbs up.
Yeah. Whenever you guys buy our merch, we do ship it via stamps.com because we are super into, well, I am super into not leaving my house
Yes.
and my desk, which is where the studio is. And I'm into anything that's convenient, easy, reliable, and efficient. And this stamps.com checks all those boxes, and it allows me to print postage of any kind. And they send a digital scale so you can weigh the package or the letter, whatever it is, and it'll tell you how much you need. So there's no guesswork and you never overpay. And it brings all the amazing services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your fingertips. You just buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter, package, any class of mail using your own computer and printer. Stamps.com makes it easy. They'll send you a digital scale, automatically calculate that postage, and we use it because, like I said, it's so convenient. And right now you can, too, enjoy Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Brain Candy. That's Stamps.com and enter Brain Candy. And I was thinking about this recently, and I was like, how do I get people to understand how awesome this is?
Right.
Because,
Like, they can even come to your house to pick stuff up.
yeah.
People. Like,
And-
you actually don't need... I took a bunch of stuff to the post office with Stamps.com
Yeah,
postage.
you could do that.
And the lady was like,
You don't have
you
to
know
do
you
that.
don't have to come here.
She was telling
She was like
me.
trying to outsource her job to Stamps.com.
That's funny.
And I was like, what are you saying? Really?
Yeah, you can just leave it in your
People.
mailbox. It's awesome. I don't
And
know
it
what to
saves you
tell
money.
you. Yeah, and it saves you money. You get discounts.
Stuff
But
sells
this
itself.
actually is reminding me because I'm, as you know, a big fan of automation.
Yeah.
Did you read?
What?
I hope you did. Read the article about the robots that they trained to build IKEA furniture.
No.
It's so awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Well,
so
what else do we need?
we're done.
We're done.
right?
That's
it's
it.
like when Jerry Seinfeld said, like when they discovered the seedless watermelon. It's like we're done. What
This
that
is
was
it.
our
This is it.
last.
IKEA furniture makes itself now.
It's the final frontier.
That's it.
So
They got
worked on
meatballs
this.
filled with maggots, and we're good. We're good. This is the future, people.
maggots.
Hoverboard 2020.
Okay, listen. So, as a testament, I suppose, to how difficult it is to build IKEA furniture sometimes and how frustrating it can be, it took these scientists 3 years to get the robots to be able to do it. And the main challenge was
That every time they put the robots together, it was an extra piece.
The problem was that they kept bumping arms. Like they couldn't coordinate.
So real funny. Yeah, it's like a
like
dance.
the motions. Yeah. But here's why it was so awesome. I'm going to read some of the things about it that the way that once they programmed the robots and it was started to work, here's how the robots did it. So they gave them about the same amount of information that we get, which is the instructions.
With no words and just pictures. I wonder if it's the same.
I guess it's like coding,
yes,
but I don't really know what it looked like. But then, this is a true story.
Okay.
The robots took a minute to assess the situation. Like, you know how you stare at all the pieces? When you take it out of the box?
You're like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, like, you're like, we're in too deep. We already bought this dresser.
Okay, time to put this shit together.
And you
could do
stare
it,
at
Steve. You could do it.
It's so funny because you think of it as like a very human response, but the robots did it too. They assessed all the pieces and were like, okay. And then they took time to like
sort them.
Yes,
I knew it.
To make sure they had every piece that was mentioned in the code and the instructions.
Good job, robots. So far, the robots are doing better than my husband.
That part took about 9 minutes of like the sorting. And then...
Oh, that's too long.
You think? I thought that was so fast.
9 minutes to sort out.
Well, I guess why I thought it was fast because the put it together only took 10 minutes. So the whole thing only took like 20-some minutes.
Okay, you know what?
That's pretty good.
Really, actually, I think that's... if we spent longer sorting it and... This is the trick to winning any challenge, like
the
challenge
planning
stuff.
stage.
When we're doing actual challenges. Yes, this was like aha moment here. There were so many times, especially on the last one I did with Johnny, where we won because we arranged pieces.
Yep.
Do your sorting and arranging, and we spent twice as long arranging and sorting stuff, 0 time putting it together. That is the trick.
Yeah, and I guess it is because this is what happened with the robots as well. And then they did about 10 minutes.
This is like a metaphor for life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, don't rush into things. First, assess the situation.
Right. And the scientists are super excited, but they were also saying like they're going to try some other things, like not even giving. They said the true test will be to do it as humans do, to completely ignore the instructions altogether. And I would like to know what would happen if you just. It was a chair in this case. I would like to know what would happen if you were just like.
Well, if you do enough work with IKEA furniture, you can give me all the parts and I'll know how to put them together.
Wow.
100% guaranteed. I know I will.
Oh.
Because once you figure out, it becomes really quick when you know that there's those round metal screws that go in that are like your lock
the
and
Allen
key.
wrench.
Kind of, you've got all the parts. You get used to what goes together.
This is a metaphor for life.
Yes. Oh.
Like you gain wisdom over time, even.
Mm-hmm. Experience is the greatest teacher.
It's true. But anyway, I thought that was great. And I love that they're doing that because it sounds like a silly thing, but it's actually really important in that they're being able to train robots to do these behaviors that feel like.
But like, what's the end plan?
Right.
So where are these robots assembling this? Like, how does this translate into real life?
Here's a video if you want to watch it.
Like, is this a service I'm going to be able to hire from IKEA? Are the things going to be
I think it's
set
more
up
about
in-house? Like, what are we
No,
going to do?
this isn't funded by IKEA or anything.
Oh, it was just funded by a separate group. They were like, could they put together IKEA furniture? Because that's...
No, it was scientists who wanted to know if they could train robots to do human behavior.
So the most human behavior they picked was assembling IKEA furniture.
Yeah, and like sort of the most frustrating.
Right. They're like, okay, you know what we all hate doing? Yes.
Exactly.
Susie and I were talking when we went to the flea market the other day, or I guess antique swap meet, I guess if you're fancy. And we were talking about how not everybody, but people who have at one point been poor in their life, or people who feel like, maybe we all have backup jobs.
Yes.
Like what would your backup job be? Like if this shit didn't work out, or if something hit the fan and you something. I love how I said shit before, but I'm like, if something hit the fan,
anything,
shit hit the fan. Like, what would you do? What did you say? What yours was?
Oh, just bartending. I didn't actually
Bartending.
say that, but
we
we just talked about yours because it was so funny.
Oh my God. I should have asked you what yours would be. Yours would be bartending.
Although I'm probably stripping, like, if I'm honest.
Oh.
Like, if things
You
were
think
really
you got
bad.
the moves? I'm not saying this like you don't, but I just haven't seen any of these said moves.
I don't think you really need
You don't
moves.
need, but you got the goods.
I got the goods.
You got what they're looking at.
Yeah, and I'm really good at talking to people.
Oh,
You know
you
how,
do
like,
tons of that.
Half the job...
What if you were a stripper and you're like, no, they're here for my conversation. Susie's the one stripper who's convinced they don't care about her chucks. They look me straight in the eyes and they talk to me.
Her chucks. Oh my God. Sarah, it's true though. Have you ever been to a strip club?
Yes, and you're totally right.
You're on stage for like 5 seconds, but the rest of the time they have to mingle with the guests.
It's funny because you are actually right. And the one time I did go to a strip club, I spent the majority of the time talking about her footwear and where she got them.
What if, like, I became a stripper and I'd have to be like, hello, my tits are down here. They're too busy talking to me. That's so great.
God.
I really think
I don't even remember what I asked you.
Well, anyway, Sarah said that her backup job would be to be a manicurist.
But I think my other one could be assembling IKEA furniture. That's where I was going with this.
That's not a job, though.
No, but like if I put an ad on Craigslist and I was like, yo, don't want to assemble that furniture? Hire me and I'll do it for what?
That's a terrible job because
an assembler of furniture, I guarantee you my husband would hire me.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And not just for my tits.
The thing about it is that most people that buy IKEA furniture would not be able to afford... Right. You know, a lot of times it's for budgetary reasons.
Yes,
so they're not going to be like, let's hire someone. They would just get a nicer dresser.
But also any furniture, because I also have to assemble my West Elm and Pottery Barn furniture sometimes.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Like if you could just be a general assembler.
Yeah. I'd be like, excuse me, my tits are down here.
Like, it just came up my nose. Like, we're so charming that people aren't interested in our body, and it's very rude.
Yeah. They're just not interested in my body.
Yeah, but Sarah is, like, avoiding the true conversation, which is that she said she would be a manicurist.
Yeah. I mean, my point of this was to say I could also be an IKEA, assembler. But in that conversation, yes, I said that I would be a manicurist.
Right, and Landon was telling this story about how Sarah always wants to get a manicure, and then she goes in and gets it done, and she walks out and she's like, "This is terrible. I could do better." Shit. Like you never feel like they do better than you could do.
Only one time I ever felt good, and it was when I got my nails done the day before my wedding.
Why? What they do different?
That was a relaxing experience because if I left and I was like nervous the whole time, I'm like this better be good.
Well, what made them do a better
job? They took so much time and they were great. Sometimes I feel like they paint my nail. They paint
that it's for your wedding every time,
dude.
Be
Maybe
like,
that was it because
tomorrow.
It was the best. But sometimes I think that they paint my nails so that I have to go in more right because it's my toenails and they don't even paint it all the way down. It's like they leave space and I'm like, I'm gonna have to be in a week because this shit's gonna be growing out.
I think they do that on purpose.
I do too. So that's what I'm saying. These people were at like a Palm Springs like vacation-y resort, which I think they're not looking. They're like, she's definitely not coming back. This is like a one-stop. This isn't like a regular customer who like lives in the area. Mm-hmm. So they're like, I'm working on, I don't know, whatever, a big tip here.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I tipped her double. I'm like, this is the best I've ever had. This is amazing.
A manicure is a nice gift for somebody too.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Like it's real relaxing for Mother's Day or something.
Yeah.
I'm like throwing out hints.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
I feel like after the past 2 episodes, I'm supposed to get Susie a Mother's Day gift. I just might get her a FabFitFun really subscription.
No, I was going to suggest, how last year you got your mom that Storyworth subscription?
Yep, she cried.
That was such a great idea. Storyworth has these, it's a service where people that you're related to, like your mom or your dad and any grandmother, grandfather can tell their story and answer questions about their life that like you would never normally ask. And I think it's such a cool thing because then at the end of the year, you get all of their answers and you get them bound in a beautiful keepsake book. So last year I got Adam
I'm gonna
it
get that soon then.
for Father's Day. Right.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Last year I got Adam one for Father's Day so that he could answer the questions and then we would give it to Lincoln.
Yes.
And we just got the notification that we can now have it bound.
Oh my
And we
God.
get to pick the picture and all that stuff for the cover. And I am super stoked. And now I want to do it.
That's
And
beautiful.
my book will be way better than Adam's. but-
Totally good. But his
Like-
will be like, well, yours will be international as well. Never mind.
True. And it's just really nice because your relatives, you love them and you're around them all the time maybe, but you don't ask them like, who was the first person you ever loved?
Right.
Or
What was your first job like, and what were
Yeah.
you scared of on the first day?
And you
just
can
don't
like
think
pick
about that stuff.
different, the questions that they answer to. Like,
Yeah, like sometimes they would give me the list of, hey, these are going to be the next ones we ask your mom. And I was like, don't ask her about that. That doesn't relate.
yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, definitely ask her about that because I got to know those stories.
Yes, and they partnered with us, and I'm so excited about it because it's if you have a mother or a father,
They probably do, Susie.
some people don't, Sarah. I was going to say if you have a mother or father, especially if they're hard to buy for, like
Yes.
which is all of
Everybody.
them, then this is a really nice gift, and it's like kind of for you too because you can have the book. You can get $20 off. Just visit storyworth.com/braincandy when you subscribe, and then you will give them this gift that keeps on giving. and
Grandparents.
it's so sentimental.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Sarah's a manicurist in her alter. I remember seeing an interview with Sandra Bullock one time, and they were, I don't know how it came up, but she talked about how even if she wasn't a rich, wealthy, whatever celebrity, that she always knew that she would be okay because she's resourceful. And I was really related to that.
Yes.
I was like,
same.
yeah, you
Like,
are very
I can hustle.
resourceful, and you require nothing.
Zero. You know what? I told one of my friends what my budget, like what I needed to live once a month was, and she was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And I had to ask her. I was like, "Did you say are you kidding me because you thought that was a lot or because you thought that was a little?" Because I didn't think. I was like, "Oh, maybe that's a lot."
Sarah
And
takes
then
a
she
lot
was
of
like,
pride
no,
in like
that's nothing. That's
being able,
$0.
like, you know, this annoys me about my husband too. Like, I'll point to like a piece of furniture or something, and I'll be like, "That's gorgeous." He's like, "I can make that." Sarah's like that
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
where she looks at something, sees the beauty, and then thinks, "I can do that."
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
But you're probably right.
Yeah. And then, like, I hate spending. Well, like, how about my beautiful geode shelf, my triangle shelf that I have hanging up in my house, which I will post a picture of? I saw all over the flea market, and they were selling them for twice what? No, probably like 3 times what it cost to make it.
You made it.
Yeah,
Remind
that
me
shelf.
again
It was
what
like
it
a
is.
triangle like a triangle shelf, like a shelf
Yes.
little thing unit that's like a triangle.
remember
with
now.
Wooden. I'll post a picture.
Yeah,
of it, but
you're
it's real easy.
so
People, you can definitely make
talented,
those.
though.
They're all over Pinterest right now.
We're not all like that though. That's not my gift.
Oh, well,
My
I have a
gift
lot of
is
things that are not
stripping.
my gifts. I definitely couldn't strip.
My gift is stripping and the gift of gab.
There you go. You would be
Yours
successful
are
at that.
so much better. But no, I always just feel like, you know what? I can make it work.
Susie's going to be like the old woman with smoker's lung who's never smoked, who's like working at the strip club when she's like 60 because she just gets the industry. She's like the mother of the strip club.
I could do.
I know. I could see you. Like,
I would take such good care of those
I
little
know.
strippers.
That's what I'm saying. You teach them good lessons. You'd like say that no, this is definitely going towards college.
Okay. Wait.
Get back on track, for Christ's sake, Susie.
I do have stuff I want to talk to you about, and I keep forgetting because you're so hilarious.
How about the Southwest crash where the woman got pulled out of the airplane?
She didn't get pulled
Okay,
out.
I know she didn't, but she got sucked towards an exit, and then the debris from outside the plane killed her. People had to pull her body back inside.
I know.
That's really scary.
I know.
But you know what? The chance of getting killed are 1 in 4.7 million. So you're fine. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is one of those freak things.
I just wanted to put your mind
Would
at
it
ease.
make you less inclined to sit by a window?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I don't really have any. 1 in 4.7 million. I mean, come on.
I know, but just the horror of that.
Yep, I did afterwards look up what the safest place in the airplane was.
And?
It's, believe it or... This is the crazy part. You know what the most dangerous place is?
In the back?
first class.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, right. Good riddance.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
Those people
she
are
was
probably great.
very far in the front. I mean,
Yeah, well, they said the front, the survival rate when they do like test crashes and everything, the survival rate for the front of the plane is 49%. It's still pretty good. Like your survival rate in an accident, if you were wearing your seatbelt, is really good. The woman was not wearing her seatbelt.
You probably didn't see this, but there was an article right after the crash in the New York Times about somebody took a selfie during the incident of after the masks had descended, and they were all wearing their masks, but they were all wearing them wrong.
Oh, no. Wait,
So-
you put it over your face and then you
Correct,
put it behind
and you're
your head.
holding it just as you are supposed to.
Yeah.
But they all had them only over their
No, you have
mouth.
to put it over your nose too. Obviously.
Well, I mean, I think maybe it was panic and just
Oh,
you're
yeah.
haphazard or whatever in that
Because
moment.
then you're breathing.
And the guy even said, well, to be frank, we didn't think we were going to survive, so we really didn't think the mask was going to be like the make or break.
Right.
And the one steward, flight attendant that they interviewed said, you know what, they'd probably be fine. They'll get the oxygen through their mouth, but it does go to show that we do not listen to the instructions.
No, definitely don't.
And I was wondering what you think of that, because I don't listen, mainly because I know that it's going to be pandemonium.
Yeah. And you know what? I watched the video. There was like a clip that a woman took of, it was maybe like 30 seconds of the airplane when the masks were down.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly calm.
Oh, what was
I
happening?
was shocked.
Tell me.
I thought there would be more. I even checked to see if I had my sound on.
Oh, really?
Because
it
it
was
was
so
quiet. And I think it's the opposite. That there's pandemonium at first, but
Yeah,
then
they said it was
there's
chaos.
Then there's like it really hits you.
Whoa.
And then I think it becomes calmer than that because I didn't see anybody even moving.
All that I care about is I scanned through the whole picture looking for a kid, because I think about if you were on that plane with your kid,
What you'd be, oh.
just that there is nothing I can think of that would be more horrifying than you being aware that what might be about to happen.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you think that way also as a mother when you
Absolutely.
because that doesn't seem nearly as terrifying to me yet.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I don't care.
put yourself
I've had
in
a
those
good life,
positions,
you
right.
know, like.
And I'm just worried about getting my ass sucked out of the plane.
Well, here's the thing. That was such a freak thing.
So,
And I was really heartened by how people were trying to help her. And they were all trying to figure out ways to stop the hole, which you can't.
Right.
And like to hold her down.
yeah.
And she was a mother, and she, had a great job, and she had seemingly had a nice family life. And I'm just like, damn, she was just trying to go where she wanted to go.
Yep. Oh.
That stuff really bothers me. You know what bothers me worse?
What?
My mom, cracking jokes about it.
No.
Yeah, I was like, you're a weird lady.
What the heck?
My sister told me that. She was like, I brought up that Southwest thing with mom and don't bother, because she was like, yeah, can you believe it? Like cracking jokes. And I was like, it must not really be real to her.
Yeah.
Because my mom's a nice person.
Here's the follow-up question. What I really loved is how they treated, how the media, how everybody treated the pilot. How everybody was like, she's a hero. This is not like she's a hero for being a woman that's a pilot. That was like a big thing where I was like, okay, let's see where they... But you could have taken her gender out of it, I think, and it still would have read the same, And I thought that the way that they wrote all the articles about it, the way they treated her was the exact same as how they would treat like a male. Nobody was like, oh my God, we're so shocked. And I think it gives female pilots, that's a very difficult industry to be a female in, from what I've heard, that it gives them...
Well, she came out of the Navy. I don't know if you know that. She was a Navy.
Because they wouldn't hire her in the frickin' Air Force at the time, so she had to go to the Navy.
Thank you.
Like, come on. This
And
woman
the
has
reason-
been fighting it forever.
The reason why she left the Navy was because she had hit the limit of what they will let women promote to.
Yeah,
So-
and look at her. She's a
and
freaking
badass.
hero, badass who was like just doing my job, and she was like totally calm the whole time. It shows that it does not matter. If you're good at your job, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It's like you are
Absolutely.
she's supposed to do that. And she was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And had nerves, like they were right, nerves of steel when that somebody made a comment
And
to the
when
reporter.
she released her statement, it didn't say the word I one time. Not once.
That's amazing.
It said we, and it was all about the woman that died and how terribly they felt and how, we worked in the team. And I thought, now that is a class act.
Yes.
So I applaud her. That was a terrible story, though.
Yeah.
I have a interesting article I want to talk about from the New Yorker about. It's so weird because I thought it was going to be about one thing and then it ended up being about another, which is always the best. But that makes me want to remind you guys, if you haven't yet, you have to get your New Yorker subscription. I don't know if I have emphasized this enough, but I freaking love the New Yorker.
I mean, if only for the adorable tote bag.
Sarah's obsessed with this tote bag.
I really like people knowing that I read the New Yorker. It's like my favorite thing in suburban Orange County to be like, yeah, you can put my groceries right in there.
Sarah, like the subscription's great, but she's in it for the tote bag. Well, because it is super nice tote bag too.
Yeah, and I'm like, for the price of this subscription, which is what? Tell these people.
Okay. So the New Yorker, which, as you know, if you're a listener of the show, is my absolute favorite outlet to find beautiful fiction, nonfiction, journalism. There's cartoons, there's poetry, pretty much any kind of literature that you are interested in, and pop culture. They have it, and it's the best magazine in America, in my opinion. And so I cannot even put into words how excited I am that they're partnering with us, and they're giving you guys a deal. And if you go to thenewyorker.com/braincandy, and you can receive 12 issues for $12 plus a free tote bag.
I mean,
but
that's like free.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, I love this.
Enter our code BRAINCANDY and you unlock 50% off your subscription. So you get $6.
You're paying $6 for a tote bag.
For sure.
And also you get a bunch of magazines.
And
hello.
People, I cannot emphasize this enough. The digital part for me is my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Because when you go on before, they're like, sorry, there's
a paywall.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no paywall.
Bye-bye.
You get the digital stuff. You can get the app, which has all of their archives from 1925 on there. I'm obsessed.
I need that app. Why don't I have that yet?
You should download it.
Okay, I will.
Because, if you're out and about and you're just like killing time, you're in a waiting room or whatever, go to the app and find really cool articles. Anyway, newyorker.com/braincandy, but also use our code BRAINCANDY so it's only $6. Okay. Have I said enough? I could talk about it all day.
But...
Okay, let me tell you about this.
Yeah.
So the way that the article began, or the title or whatever, was first the bees came.
First the bees?
Yeah. Like the insect.
The insect, which, great. Bring them on.
And then something about then the cherries mystery was exposed or something. And I was like, what is this about? But I love bees, and I'm all into keeping the bees alive.
Me
so I was like, okay, I'm into this. There's cherries, there's bees, I'm in.
Yeah.
But then it was this article about, are you a fan of maraschino cherries?
Yes. And I was just thinking, why don't I have to refrigerate them?
Oh.
Because they're at my house and they're out.
Well, they're in that liquid, which I guess
what is in that liquid that makes it so I don't... Alcohol?
No, it's citrus. Oh, there used to be, before Prohibition, that's what maraschino is like a liqueur.
Yeah.
But then Prohibition came, and it's citric acid, sugar, which I guess is a preservative. Yeah. And then one other thing. Like red dye. Maybe? I don't know. It doesn't mention that in the article. Okay. But that's a good question. Okay. Yeah. So there was, in New York, a maraschino cherry company that is one of those fourth generation companies. And there was a thing where the bees were attracted to the sugary whatever. Yeah. And so they would drink it. They would come and drink it. And then they would go back to wherever they came from. And they were creating honey that was red.
Yeah.
And
probably
locals,
really tasty.
The locals were like, why is this honey red? Because they didn't know why. Yeah. So they just thought it was toxic, or the bees are dying and it's this big tragedy. And so finally someone was like, well, maybe it's the cherry plant.
Wow.
And so the guy took care of it, and he was putting up nets and trying to get the bees out because he doesn't want to upset the honey community. Because they don't want red dye in their honey. I
Right.
get it.
Right.
But then,
They're all a buzz about that.
but then, like, the neighbors of the plants started to say that, like, we think that your workers are, like, smoking pot on their break. And because they could smell cherries, but they could also smell pot. And so, like, the authorities would come over and be like, we got to just check out what's going on. Nothing. Okay, we'll leave. Then they decided they had to investigate this plant for, like, you know where you get rid of wastewater illegally or something?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Dumping
Water refusal
or something.
or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
So they came to this plant and they were like, dude, we got to check out, see if what you're doing with your water. And then as they
reclaimed or
were
whatever,
investigating, they found a false wall. And they were like,
Like hollow? Like a...
well, just like it was supposed to look like the end of the building, but it wasn't.
What?
You know?
Okay, yeah.
And so they were like, we're going to have to go get another warrant to like look behind this wall. And the owner, this old guy who's like sounds super nice, he goes and he's like goes into the bathroom and he locks the door and he won't come out. And he calls for his sister and is like, take care of my daughters. Kills himself in the bathroom.
What the heck is... I am fat... What
I know,
the,
right?
What is
Thank
happening?
you, New Yorker.
Okay,
So-
what? I'm like on the edge of my seat here.
Well, evidently in the false wall was a marijuana growing, you know.
He killed himself for that?
Yeah, and they were in the article were like, dude, you probably would have gotten probation and a fine.
Right.
And he thought like
Today you would have gotten written up in some new Snoop Dogg song.
Well, that's the real thing that keeps getting me is like how this pot thing
It's like a no thing and needs to be
Yeah.
a no thing in every other part of the country.
his daughters had to pay a $1.2 million fine.
Oh my God.
But they were like, no big deal. Our cherry fortune is like $8 million. It was fine.
That sucks though. That he
It
killed
totally
himself.
sucks.
It was like a
Isn't that
shame
crazy?
thing. Yeah, that really sucks.
That like, but
I'm like doubling down on my purchases of maraschino cherries, knowing that they're also supporting the...
I know I think it's called something Hill maraschino cherries.
I only use the Luxardo ones because I'm fancy like
Which ones?
Luxardo.
What are those?
They're
How
like
do
the
you
fancy
know
ones.
about that?
Because it's only because my husband's in the booze business, and you know, I used to work as a like fill-in bartender when they would have events, and I would like make.
What's so great
Manhattans.
about them?
They're like not that weird bright red waxy color. They're like the dark, real, original recipe style. They're like
Well, this
Fancy.
company claims that they only use a cold water brew. See, this is why I love the New Yorker, not to like go overboard, but I feel like I know this family. Like I know now that they use a cold water brewing because it keeps the crunch to the cherry.
Oh.
And like I know that he asked for white tennis shoes every Christmas from his kids.
God.
Even though he had $8 million, he was like, just get me white tennis shoes.
I like him.
And they would get stained with the cherry.
And he was a pothead. I
know,
What a
and he
waste.
just loved marijuana.
What a waste.
All right. You're welcome.
I
for
just
that.
I just read an article in some big medical magazine too that came out, or medical journal, that said they did a longitudinal study on the effects of marijuana on teenagers, and they said that any effects that it had on the brain and on performance or functioning of the brain only lasted. They were not seen after 3 days of being sober.
Get out of town.
Swear, that's what this study just showed.
Where is this study?
I just read it today, and it was like surprisingly
I
after
love
a
how
long
you're like
time
searching
effect,
for them.
right?
Looking for studies on them.
No, this one came up. I wasn't. That one just came up, and it happened to be in my feed, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, I got to read this, because it said that the title was something like surprising evidence from long-term study on the cognitive. That's the word I'm looking for. Cognitive effects of of marijuana, and it was just recreational use, not medical use. But like, there's a difference. Well, the effects. The only thing is like they're.
Hold on.
Yeah. This just in: medical marijuana and regular marijuana are the same.
Well, but what's the?
I mean, I shouldn't say that because I'm sure people like it really has wonderful medical effects.
What's the
uses?
What do you think about the stereotype or whatever it is that about like What do you think?
I think it has more to do with the lifestyle that accompanies it.
Like
and it's
what?
That I think it's more environmental factors, not biological factors, that are contributing to stereotypes or things like that. So, like, the effects of smoking cause you to have a more, like, sedentary, like, you want to, be relaxed, you're hanging out, you can get used to more of those effects that become, it's like habitual, not like a chemical dependence that you have on it. And it's
but you know how like there's the stereotype about like lazy or
because I think those are the effects of the pot. But as soon as you stop to I'm lazy when I smoke pot. But if I were to stop, like you call me the biggest hustler, or like what did you say? I'm the most like do it yourself, whatever you called me,
whatever you called
when
me.
I'm not stoned. But if I were to like smoke a bunch of pot. And, I mean, I could probably do all that stuff, too. But I would, like, much rather watch, South Park.
I gotcha.
And eat pizza.
Another thing that's plant-based but that isn't going to have that kind of lazy effect is BioClarity.
It will get you high on the joys of good skin.
Yeah, great skin. And it does have those plant extracts and Floralux inside of it, which I don't really even know what that is. I just know that I love it because it's antioxidant healing and anti-inflammatory. So it feeds your skin from the outside in. If you have listened to the show, you know what I think about BioClarity. It's incredible. It's such a great routine to get in because it is soothing. But if you have problem skin, it will treat the spots that you get and the blemishes, which are so embarrassing. And can be really, especially now that in the social media culture, like pictures are such a big deal. But it's a 3-step program. You can cleanse, treat, and restore. You can also get the moisturizing bonus if you would like. And it's delivered straight to you. It's easy to use. It's 100% vegan, gluten, and cruelty-free. I love it. I'm obsessed with it because I've always had problem skin, especially since I had my son. Thanks for nothing. Start a healthy habit and get glowing, clear skin. Go to bioclarity.com. Our listeners get a first month for only $9.95 plus free shipping. That's a $20 savings, and it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But you need to enter our code BRAINCANDY. That's bioclarity.com and enter our code BRAINCANDY. And let me know how your results are. I know people always text me or tweet to me whenever their box comes. They're like, here we go. And then I want to know how the results are. So
the missing link for me was the
moisture.
Yes.
Yeah. And then once they did that, you were like,
that into my mix.
Yeah.
And I mean, my skin is looking.
I know. I was so mad at you the other day because we were at the.
It's the moisture thing too. That was really
We were shopping and I was like, Sarah, what is going on with your skin? It looks incredible.
Glowy would be the only word I can come up with to describe
By the way, I saw on their Instagram that they now have one that's great for pregnant women. Which,
oh my gosh!
I know.
If this wasn't a reason to get pregnant,
yeah, a lot of our listeners have had to stop using it.
That is the best news I've ever heard.
Right?
Because
I wrote that
it does not exist. You cannot find a product out there.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, those kids will give you some shitty skin.
Tell me.
I was pregnant for 3 months. And you know what I got?
Acne.
100 zits for every month I was pregnant.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
you were really frustrated by that.
So yes, thank
it's
you,
the
BioClarity.
worst. Yeah, so I was like, heck, this is awesome.
This is amazing.
Anyway, okay. Do you want me to carry on?
What do you got? What are you sharing with me today?
I just read about this company that, here comes Adam. He just wants more airtime. Oh my God, he brought more biscuits.
Yes, I was hoping that some would come.
See, I didn't tell him when that episode came out because I was just like, I don't want to encourage this.
It's like been everybody's favorite part of the episode.
I know. Everyone's been like, oh, Adam coming. Just so you know, Adam is here now with tea and biscuits.
Yeah.
And,
and some tea.
He's trying to be quiet even though he's loving this attention right now. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
He didn't want to risk breaking the graham crackers up again, so he just gave us whole pieces.
He didn't make that mistake again.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Love you. He is something.
Oh yes, I was in the mood for some tea.
Oh, good.
Just
we have
because
like
I wanted
50
to show
beverages.
off my ability to drink hot beverages.
I'm going to Insta story this after we're done about all the beverages we have going on.
I always say if you're at a breakfast and there's 3 or more beverages, you're living the good life.
That is so true.
A three beverage breakfast.
I dated this guy who
So
said
good.
you can tell how rich a person is
Yes.
by how many beverages they have in their fridge. Because you know how like rich
my God,
people
you're so
always have
right.
like Perrier and like different types of juices.
And my fancy ass husband always needs individual, like,
See?
he wants everything in like the.
He's
like,
a
oh my
bougie
God.
bitch, that guy.
He's also wanting to come on here because he's like upset about all the shit I've done. He's like, first of all,
He needs to
the
set the
Ferrari
record.
story, so much to say on. And you know, I'm like, no, you're wonderful,
I think
honey.
that theory's true though, that like beverages, because
Yes.
you know, when you're on a budget, that's the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
like,
I did get him to switch from individual packaged yogurts to the large
that's
tub.
a big transition.
Because he decided he liked the large tub taste better than the individual. Not different brands.
That is
so
so funny.
Trader
Well,
Joe's won the fight for Greek yogurt.
Speaking though of beverages, my story that I was going to tell is about a
yeah.
beverage.
Oh, yeah.
It's about this company that decided to make a craft beer out of
Oh, no.
recycled toilet water.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Let me tell you about it. This was on Mental Floss.
As
if you wanna look
opposed,
it up.
if I had the choice, I'm at the store and I'm like looking at five different beers.
I think it's at a brewery. Like, I don't think they sell it.
Okay, say I'm at a brewery and I'm looking at five different things on tap. And it's like strawberry blonde, oat, wheat, sunrise, whatever, toilet water. Guess which is the one I'm not going to pick?
Yeah.
Doo-doo water.
Well, here's the thing. They were trying to show that it could be environmentally friendly, you know, and
So could drinking your own urine. But I'm not going to do that.
and they were also trying to make the point that whenever they educated their consumers about the fact that wherever this was, a lot of the drinking water came from that already. Like, you just don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's the filtration and the reverse osmosis and all those things that they use. And once you're like, so is your normal drinking water, then they're like, oh, okay. But my favorite thing about the article was when they described what it tasted like.
Oh, my God,
They
please.
said it had caramel notes and tropical fruit flavors.
Caramel notes kind of sounds like you're describing shit.
BM. Yeah. Totally.
Notes
like, that's
alone,
code.
the word notes, for some reason, is like BM related.
That just made me laugh. I wouldn't have even talked about it if they hadn't gone into...
Notes of peanut and corn.
Stop it. They totally should have said that.
That would have been the best. It has a rich, nutty flavor.
I liked the idea, but I mean, I wouldn't go for that.
That
That's
reminds
not for
me, I heard on, of course, my favorite radio show, Wait, Don't Tell Me, that I can't remember what state it was, but 2 inmates escaped because they got a security guard drunk
No.
on,
Moonshine.
like, you know, toilet,
Yeah.
basically toilet
Yeah.
booze.
Yeah.
Convinced the guard to release them to let them go get more alcohol.
No.
Yes.
That's all they did and they came back?
Did they come back? What do you think? The inmates got released and then they were like, haha, jokes on that guy. We're out of here.
I thought so, but then you made it sound like they were that stupid. Like, they just wanted more alcohol.
No. It was definitely the
And so then what?
well, that ends that.
No. Did they get caught? What do you mean end of
No,
story?
they're still out, they're out at large. This wasn't the United States. This was in another country. I can't remember what, but
They're just on the move right
they're
now.
on the, yeah.
On the lam. Is that what you call it?
I don't know. I don't know that expression. On the lam,
Yeah.
but I like it.
You're not judging me.
No, it's a good.
Let me
one.
look that up.
Yeah. What about the guys who escaped, or
No,
about the word lamb?
I think it's just LAM too. I don't think it's like sheep.
Well, while you're looking up that
Yeah, go
history,
ahead.
I have the history of something to share with you. That's
What
right.
is it?
I have the history of the book jacket.
Oh my God, I love this.
I thought you would. Well,
Where did you read this?
I was like, this isn't going to be exciting. And then it turned out to be way more interesting than I thought, which is what the history of everything does. Well, okay.
I fucking love this.
Here's how it goes. Is I was watching, I don't know what I was looking at, but it was something about like a post on Twitter where a woman was like, I'm getting rid of all my book jackets and I don't care what anybody thinks. And I was like, why do we have book jackets? How long is this history of music?
I think it's pretty long.
I was like, I keep going, but it's just making me feel like I really should have some exciting news to deliver. This is kind of a slow build.
Maybe you just like this.
Yeah, but there's like the
What
news
about-
update.
What about
This just in, book covers.
Do you like inspiring better?
Oh, this is nice.
Okay.
Maybe you'll be inspired to throw away your book jackets. Well, in 1820, book jackets were something that the customers commissioned. They were like, hey, yo, I would really like something to cover up my book. And also, they chose the covers to match all their other books. So that's what they were originally used for.
I have to stop the music. Okay, wait.
It's so inspiring.
You mean they wanted them all to match?
So they were originally like original book jackets were just these disposable things that they wrapped around books to keep books nice, because books we touched way more often. They were like, it was like one book that we had, and so they got way dirtier and they were way more disgusting. So to keep, and it was also way more expensive then. You know, they weren't like, hey,
Yeah,
buy this
they
for
were
99 cents on
treasures.
Amazon. So
Yeah.
they wrapped it in this blank just wrapping paper originally. And then in the 1820s, customers started saying, you know what, I would like you to wrap it, but I would like it to be wrapped in something that matches all the rest of my books. So they would have like series, like a volume, and they would all match, and they were all beautifully like covered. And then they started coming out with, I guess these like publishers started coming out with these blank page covers that were called bastard titles.
Really?
The original book jackets were called bastard titles. They were these blank pages that went over, and it was like a holding place of like, whatever you're going to put is going to go on top of this. We're just going to send you a blank sheet to keep it covered, to keep it nice.
Oh.
Then in 1870, Lewis Carroll was like, hey, you think you can write the name of my book on the side of that?
Oh, cool.
So he was like, yeah, I know you guys are like wrapping them in your
You're
nice
doing a whole
wrapping paper, and
thing.
it's like a whole thing. But like, do you think maybe when you, so that you
Lewis
could
Carroll's
have,
cool.
Yes, he was like, can you put the name of my book, the title on the side? And it was a specific book. I can't remember the name of it, but so he was the
I'm
first
sorry,
one.
where did you read this?
Oh, I got the article too. I kind of searched it on my own because it was like this
Oh,
whole
you were
post
in-
of like, are you into book jackets or not? And then I was like, why do we even have book jackets? And I was like, is this a whole thing? And like, who's behind book jackets? And it started gaining popularity when when like graphic designers became a thing. And then it became an industry of itself. But really, they serve absolutely zero purpose. And they were just there like decorative. And originally it was because we were, you know, it was like
I
one
wonder,
book we
though-
owned, and it would get really dirty. But
I wonder, though, if it's cheaper, if now the reason why they carry on with it is because it's cheaper to print on paper than it is to print on, like, the board.
that's a really good question.
Like, whenever I'm unsure about something, I'm always like, follow the money.
Yeah,
I bet there's
it's
a
probably cheap.
financial thing.
Yeah, and you know, it said like the author became more into, you know, getting there. Like it's usually the bio that's on there, or it became more about the author than about like the artistry of the book. Then it was more like an advertising thing. That the book
Right.
jackets were more an advertisement.
Huh.
And I'm like, oh God, there's a part of me that wants to get rid of all of mine. So I was going to ask you, are you book jacket pro or book jacket anti?
I like book jackets, and when I sell my books on eBay, they always ask, like,
Yes.
is the book jacket included? Like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, though, of the weird interior design trend of turning your books backwards?
Okay.
Yeah, it's time. We have to talk about it.
I'm glad we did, because I have a love-hate with this.
I understand that.
Because the aesthetic part of me,
All the same color.
I've done this in my house in places, but it's with books. Like, so I purchased
Wait, just so we're clear, the listener,
Yeah.
people are displaying their books with the binder in.
Yes, so
with
the
the
page
pages
is
out.
out. Yeah.
So you don't know what book is what,
and so
but
it's all
they
the
all
same
look
color.
uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought this like old version. I don't know what it is. It's like a series of 12 books about different parts of history. And I think it's like religious eras and like the explanation of, and you would love it, I'm sure. But it's like an old vintage collection. And I'm never going to read any of them. They're not really for that. It's just for Susie is like looking at me like, what is happening?
Saying.
But the binding, it was really, they're beautiful old books, and I like the look. So I like stack 3, and I put like a little plant on top, and I have them turned the other way because
No,
I know, I did it.
What do you mean?
But only for books that like I don't care about the. It's more for the look. Of
I don't
the books.
understand though what you're saying though, because you said you like the look. But of what? The pages?
Well, okay. Oh my God. I like the look of like the height of something. Like I need a little height, and I could turn them the other way, but the books themselves are red and the pages are like neutral color. So when you turn it the other way, it creates like a more neutral palette to go with your interior decorating.
Yeah, that's true.
And, it was like a series
of like 20 books. But I'm seeing a lot of it like on shelves.
I would never do it to a whole
shelf.
And like new book. These are old. There's a look of old books, like a certain like yellowing to it that's really nice. I wouldn't take like,
What do you think is the most popular book of all time that is complete garbage?
Oh my God. Definitely 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, okay.
That is garbage. In fact, when I read it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure nobody spell checked this. I'll tell you, my mom stayed at my house for a while, and she bought it. I'm calling you out, yeah, Mom, because it was when it was really popular, and I think all of her friends were reading it. Sure. So she was like, "Oh, what's this thing?" Yeah. And she even was like, "This is garbage." And so she left it in my house, and then I read, like, I just opened it, and I'm like, "This is." I was looking for the juicy detail, like the good stuff, the.
And there wasn't any?
No, there was, but it was like shit. I'm like,
you couldn't get past like the bad.
Well, as
grammar.
as somebody who enjoys erotic literature to begin with, I'm like, this isn't even good.
Wow. Must be. Some people really like it.
And I like a short story versus the big
novel. Yeah, she doesn't need
kind of time. I don't need that.
I would pick, that's a great answer, and I'm going to say you're right.
Yeah,
but I was thinking The Da Vinci Code.
Oh.
Which is unfair since I didn't read it.
I read it.
Oh, you loved it?
Yeah, I thought it was a good. I got through it. Yeah, I did, and I thought it was good as far as like, it's simple reading. It's not like, yeah, I know. Susie just gave me a look, but just like, I think you could have simple reading that's still well written and keeps you. But it's like, I'm trying to think of, it's like the New Yorker versus,
People.
People magazine.
Yeah. Different style.
Yeah, you're still like, oh, that's fun to like, while I'm, I don't know.
All right. Well, you picked a better one because it's undeniable.
50 Shades of Grey was like, I actually cannot continue reading this. I can't.
It's weird though how that worked.
I thought there were errors, like actual errors.
Oh no, there are. People talk about it.
Because I read this and I was like, how did this get past? How is this the number one book and it got past? So who didn't read this?
It went viral when she just put it on a forum.
Right, because of the erotic
right,
literature
and
people.
that I understand why there's mistakes. I put up mistakes all the time when I self-publish.
Yeah.
But then once it got picked up by a publisher, then I don't understand why those weren't fixed.
Right. Maybe that's part of the,
It's like homegrown.
Yeah, it's like a thing where like maybe it does something for the reader where you think the person who's writing it is like me. They're like a regular person. This isn't like happening to somebody else who's like, like I could be this too. I don't know. But it doesn't do it for me because I do not want that in my writing.
Okay.
And I don't care if you like 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, no, I think it's great if you like it. Whatever people are into.
And if it gets people reading, I'm really happy about that.
Or if it gets people feeling.
I'm also happy about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe it awakened something.
It definitely did. A lot of people, I mean,
I was laughing about that the other day when I came over and you had told me you took a bath, and I'm like, I bet she was doing stuff. Because you're not a bath person, so I didn't think much about it at first because I always take
you mean
baths.
Like sexy time in the bath?
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet you did.
I kind of like put that on the back burner. You know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've been sticking to just the good old vibrator lately. No
I did
bathtub.
not think that's what you were going to say.
What do you think? Regular
Just
baths?
because you've been through a lot
Yeah.
with your body, and then like I thought you were going to say, so I just save it for Landon.
Yeah, no. I just save it for the bed instead.
So where
I mean, to be perfectly honest,
Yeah.
I was worried about the bath. I was like scared to do it in the bathtub for the water like jiggling something loose. Is that weird? It probably
do
is.
what?
Like masturbate in the bathtub.
When?
Like when I was still pregnant.
You worried about jiggling something
Yes.
loose?
I'm not. I know it's crazy. I'm sure. I know. But I was like, what if the water like shook the baby off the wall? That's why there's no more. You worry about these things. So I'm like, I'll just stick to the regular vibrator.
I really would like to know something though.
I know that's not how biology works,
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay,
but I was still nervous. I don't know. I was like, better not take any chances.
I would like to know though a question that you might not want to answer.
Oh, please. I've already told you about my bath time masturbation, so.
That's what I mean when we interview people and they're like, I love your show. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
God.
God. I know. When people are like,
horrifying.
oh, from school they're going to talk. I'm like, oh, this is great. Don't tell my clients.
Where do you use the vibrator? Because I don't have
In
a
my
vibrator.
bed.
Oh.
Like, Landon leaves to go to the gym at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
And then what? You're a morning person,
I'm
so
a
you're
morning
like
gal.
ready to roll?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, just grab it.
Studies show that women prefer to have sex in the morning and men prefer to have sex in the evening. So afternoon delight is the way to go.
I guess, but
Just to make both people happy.
yeah.
That's just what studies show.
I know. I agree with that study.
Yeah. I never want to do it at night.
Nope, me
like,
neither. I'm like, get off me. I'm tired.
Get off. But first thing in the morning, I'm like, yep, let's
ready.
do this.
We're morning people, though, maybe. Because I am. You're not.
It takes me a little while to rev
Oh,
up.
okay.
Not that engine. That engine's going. But the rest of the cylinders, it takes them a little while to fire.
So you will get the vibrator
Yes.
and then go back into bed.
It's in my nightstand, Suze. It's a simple reach. That's where most people keep theirs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
I don't want one.
Oh.
I have no desire.
You have a sensitive area?
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're good.
Sensitive
hey,
everything.
if it ain't broke.
I'm going to let it go. I have follow-up questions, but I'm going to move on. All right, we got to go.
To go forever? Like, not forever. But
Till
like,
next week. Till next
I
show,
miss you
I
guys.
should say.
I can't believe we left you on this
See you
subject.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah.
Tweeted us about book jackets
Please.
or masturbation.
Bye, everybody.